Hi, my name is Jeffrey, and I'll be discussing the measurement and impact of carbon footprints. One interpretation of the carbon footprint is defined as encompassing the gaseous emissions causing climate change as associated with human production or consumption activities. Essentially, the carbon footprint measures how much carbon is being emitted by an entity. Carbon emissions are identified and closely correlated with the rapid growth of climate change, as shown by the studies done by the scientists who generate the IPCC report. As a society, we are emitting carbon at historically high levels into the atmosphere as a result of modernization. The issue and questions that arise are how we can accurately measure our carbon footprints and how we can ensure that they are reduced to minimal amounts. We start by looking at two different groups, which are ordinary individuals like you and I, and institutions such as the government or corporations, who emit a lot of carbon. We should all care about our carbon footprints because they have a strong impact on future generations, and we are already seeing the effect of climate change in California through the recent wildfires. Furthermore, various institutions and corporations care about these issues because of environmental restrictions on carbon emission limits. How much they can emit can play a huge factor in how much profit is generated. Individuals currently engage with the issue through their lifestyle choices, such as how often they drive, how much electricity they use, how much beef they consume, and if they turn on the air conditioning instead of insulating their homes. Now, taking a look at large corporations, they engage with carbon footprints through cap-and-trade programs and fluctuating policy about carbon pollution. Researchers Matthews, Hendrickson, and Weber from Carnegie Mellon University argue that companies will often measure their emissions based upon direct channels and purchase energy, which make up only 14% of their true carbon emissions. These scholars have suggested splitting the carbon footprint into three tiers, where the first includes direct emissions from a sector, including emissions from natural gas and petroleum combustion. Secondly, includes emissions due to electricity and steam purchases for a sector. And third includes the total supply chain up to the production gate, also known as cradle-to-gate emissions. So how can carbon footprints be measured and tracked? For starters, we can make use of IT solutions on the web, such as carbonfootprint.com, which asks questions regarding your housing situation, means of transportation, and how much money you spend on certain services. This will give you a general estimate as an individual of how large of a footprint you are leaving on the earth. Additionally, the use of IT through mobile apps can provide detailed recommendations and reminders to limit emissions. For example, Good Guide is an environmentally friendly shopping guide that allows you to scan different products and gives it a ranking on its different environmental impacts, including carbon emissions. Commute Greener is another app that provides suggestions for commuting, carpooling, and providing the shortest route to get to your destination. As technology becomes more integrated within businesses, a large-scale implementation of information systems could help provide aid in actively tracking a corporation's emissions, which will spur action in an attempt to leave a smaller footprint. Currently, a nonprofit organization called the Climate Registry offers an IT-based solution through a digital calculator that can be used to report different scopes of emissions as suggested by the scholars previously mentioned. They can measure through its formula different types of combustion, purchased energy, and any miscellaneous emissions in the supply chain process. At the end of the day, making sure that we are consciously aware of our decisions is crucial to understanding how much carbon we are putting into the atmosphere. Thanks for listening.